This is the Doctor, continuing Unicorn Overlord. In the last episode, we fought Bruno and rescued him from Zenora's mind control. Bruno's a gladiator. Very high hit points, but low defenses. So it's been my experience, gladiators, at least at higher difficulties, are not very tanky at all. Tend to die horrifically if you put them in the front, but they do quite well in the back, and they can do absolutely massive damage. Bruno here has wide smash, attacks a row of enemies, and plus 50 potency if the user is at 100% hit points. And it has a base potency is 150, so it can do absolutely crazy amounts of damage. It has very bad hit rate, only 80%, and his accuracy is low too. So you gotta buff his accuracy up to ensure wide smash will actually hit. It's also got very low initiative, which doesn't help out. Right now he's a bronze axe. We'll probably try to get him a better weapon or whatnot. But let's just begin by taking a look around this region, see what we got. Lex, you know, I've always liked climbing trees. Can't imagine this tower would be much different. Hey, I found something. Guess luck was on my side today. A watchman's lantern. So periodically, when you explore the world, you'll come across certain structures that you can enter and just get a little bit of bonus loot. That's all that was. Pick up the timber. Getting a lot of sardines, but not enough trout. Wind Fairy's charm. Ooh, that one's a good consumable. What else? We got gladiators here. Okay, before we get too far, let's talk. Griffin Knight. Griffin Knights like me can take to the skies upon their mighty steeds. We can attack entire rows of enemies at once and heal our wounds at the end of combat. Oh, and as long as I'm the leader of my unit, I can traverse mountains and rivers as though they were nothing. That is really, really useful. Movement types and terrain. The most common movement type is infantry. Cavalry units have high mobility, while flying units can traverse difficult terrain. The unit's movement type determines the effect terrain will have on it. Infantry and cavalry move quicker on roads, for example, while cavalry units have decreased mobility when riding through forests. Okay, and I believe we have a quest to bolster the ranks, so that means we have to increase available unit slots. Let's do that. Let's unlock the next slot for 10 honor. Not that I have enough people to even put in there, but might as well do it. We're gonna need to unlock it eventually. Gladiator. You see these muscles? They're big now, sure, but they get even bigger when I'm in a battle. And I can heal myself with my bulk up skill anytime I get attacked. What do you say to a little fight? See what you're up against, you know? Clive, can you just one-shot these things for me, please? Oh, these are tougher versions of the gladiators. To get your 2,000 gold, you actually have to completely defeat them. If Clive's not able to do it... I know, I mean, you gotta put someone else in his group too, but... he must only do like... Wasn't he doing like 40-something damage? I seem to remember 46. So... yeah, that's why. We're gonna need to stack more attack. I don't know that there's any other way of defeating this, so we'll come back and deal with that group later. Mercenary. So your deliberation I've been hearing so much about. I'm expecting some mighty great things from you. Mercenary. Always best to play things by ear out on the battlefield. You never know what kind of enemy you might come up against. The real pain, I know, but you've got to constantly tweak your unit formations if you want to have the upper hand. That's right.
If it's steel you're after, you're in the right place.
Okay. This area... oh, this place has a warrior's medallion. This is an amazing item. It's very expensive, but I think it's worth it. Viper Fang, we already have one of those. You can buy more, but I don't honestly know that item is that good. Warrior's Medallion, though. We stack it on Clive. Let's do it.
Done and done.
And then I can buy a hand axe for Bruno. I think that would be ideal.
Done and done.
And I can sell the bronze items. Just a bronze axe.
Careful. You walk out and it's gone. Be seeing.
Here to shop? Or maybe to sell?
This lady just
say
has
the
more
word and
flowers.
it's yours.
Don't really need more flowers.
Come back.
This place wants lumber and iron ore. Well, we got that stuff. You can press Y to deliver all. Town Grove. Thanks to you, sir, I managed to fix the hole in my roof. Damned catapults. Anyway, the whole town looks good as new. Thank you. Okay. And we have a sailor saying, got a ship here heading for a secluded shore. So secluded shore is just a bonus area to explore for a little bit of extra money and items. So run here, grab what loot we can. There doesn't seem to be anything back here. Oh, Chloe. Luminous Cornash. Good job. Lots of divine shards in this region. Ooh, do a vitality ups hit points. So this is a little island right off the coast. Just back. We should station a guard. Question is, who would be the best guard? Maybe not Bruno. Or maybe we should put Bruno. We're gonna put Aubin here for now.
On it, boss.
You like flowers? Surely he doesn't like flowers. But let's do it. Okay, he doesn't like flowers. Aubin, well, we'll look at that. Appreciate it, boss. But I think I unlocked a rapport conversation because of that. Very nice. Grow. I can't thank you enough for what you've done. Okay, let's go do our rapport conversations now. We've got one between Elaine and Aubin, and one between Chloe and... Oh, but I haven't, right, okay. I can't actually do it because I haven't unlocked the garrison north of the wall city of Euclid. I have to liberate that city first, so even though they could talk, it's not actually possible right now. What about Aubin? Grewpont Town. Also, I haven't liberated that. That's annoying. I could talk with Ralph if I had enough rapport. Travis will unlock soon. I could give him flowers so we can talk to him. You know what? Well, I know what he likes, though. I know what he likes, and it's not flowers. I can wait. I can wait. Archer, been hearing lots of talk about you recently. An army poised to fight back against Anura's reign, huh? That's just the kind of cause mercenaries like fighting for, if you can pay them what they're asking. Got a new overworld quest, building an army. This one wants you to hire a mercenary. A mercenary is basically a non-named NPC, like a custom character you can make. So, hiring mercenaries, class selection. Here you can exchange honors to enlist new soldiers. First, select the class of mercenary you'd like to hire to your army. I actually don't know I want to hire any of these mercenaries right now. I have an idea of what I want for this playthrough, which is to use only the characters who join your army through the story. But to do this quest, I have to hire at least one mercenary. And I know what kind of mercenary I want, but it's not going to be here. So I'll do the hiring of the mercenaries later. Yep. Can't do this quest yet, but I want to go back and check if I can beat this group now. This group of thieves. Because Clive is so strong. Oh. If I put him and Ralph with Elaine, do they have enough damage? The answer might be yes. $82. Okay. I know what. We'll fix that. Albin, right? Surely your parting blow will be enough. Really? It's the initiative problem again. Auburn's going too quick. Oh, why don't we, you know what? I got another idea. And he's going too quick. You know who goes very slow? Bruno. Of course, he's not very accurate, but it might still work. Oh, there you go. Or we just crit. That also works. Good job, Clive. Thief. You catch a peek on my evade skill. It's real handy at helping me dodge. But remember, I can only use it when I've got the PP. That gives me real problems against guys like Housecarls who can attack a bunch of times in one battle. So yeah, always remember to check who you're fighting. Okay, got a little more money. I know we can't beat the hoplite yet. I can talk to this guy down here. Odric, a moment, your highness. The walled city of Barbatimo is under the rule of an able man by the name of Mordin.
What news do you bring? Out with it, lad.
It seems Fort Soligy has fallen, sir.
And here I thought scorpions could sting. Who was it that did them in?
A faction calling themselves the Liberation, from what I understand.
Suppose there's no pulling the weeds of rebellion. Hmm?
Sir Mordin, may I have a word?
You may have as many as you need. Just give us a moment, would you?
Of course, my lord.
Again, sir?
Is that defiance I hear? It's none of your business, besides. To the matter at hand, though, I'd rather not have self-righteous fools raising the devil in my town. Alert the watch at once. If these pups come scratching at our gates, you're to see them repelled. Teach them the pain of war, if you must.
Consider it done, sir.
Okay, new archives. I'll read about that when we're actually ready to fight. Holdrick, if we hope to proceed past this point, we must first lay low to occupiers in this city. We would be wise to ready an adequate force before undertaking such a venture. And this is a liberation quest. Those tend to be like shorter battles, like in a very small area. And I happen to know that you want magic users basically to make it go quick. So I just wanted to talk to them and unlock it, but we'll deal with Mordin later. Let's go on to the next region. We'll take a different... Ooh, a watermill. Old woman, I've heard much about your liberation army, young man. Here, use this well. Another small revival orb. Just stacking those things. Okay. Lane, Joseph, judging by the crest emblazoned on her shield, I expect she is an angel of the Pelagian Orthodoxy.
An angel, here in Cornia. I dare say that's a rare sight.
The Orthodoxy reveres them as an extension of the Heavenly Father himself, my prince. Do try to keep your composure.
What manner of men stand before me?
I am the Knight Joseph, faithful retainer of the royal house of Cornia. Beside me is the very commander of the Liberation Army, none but the great Prince Alain.
The Liberation, you say? And I'm well aware of you, Sir Joseph. Word of your exploits has long since reached my homeland. My name is Oclese, Heaven's Wing Knight of the Pelagian Orthodoxy. Swords of the Liberation. I would request a kindness from you if you can spare the time. By order of His Holiness Pontifex Errant, I've been tasked with amassing luminous gemstones, known commonly as divine shards. Those that I've unearthed, I entrusted to an old friend, a safe pair of hands who works as a cleric for the Orthodoxy. At least, it was safe. The church she shepherds, Ronmore, has been seized by a pack of brigands called the Black Talons. I turn my gaze for one ungodly moment, and look what happens! Apologies. Such a profane outburst ill befits one of my angelic stature. Regrettably, my host alone is far lacking the numbers I'd need to mount an adequate rescue.
So the Black Talons continue their treachery, even without Gamel among them to chart the course. It seems this cleric is damned without our aid. We should help however we're able.
My countless thanks, Prince Alain. It's as though the Father himself delivered you to me.
Hey, lots of new archive entries. Oh my gosh. Oclese, Ronmort Church lies east of here. Simply follow the riverbank to find it. Naturally, I am yours to command in the battle ahead. And another side quest. The Wing Knight. This one's a level 4. Okay, so I think I've mostly done with my organization. Let's give a vitality talisman to Bruno. Clive, you have the warrior's medallion. You're so strong, Clive. Have you do all the work. I'm gonna give Ralph here a brown beret to up his physical attack because he's good attacker. He can have a Watchman's Lantern for now. It's not gonna do anything. The blindness and burn immunity, those don't matter until much later in the game. So it's just having an item for the sake of having it. And then Bruno, you can also have a bronze bangle. You might tank a hit or two or something like that. So might as well have that. Bulk up does scale with the amount of hit points you have. So having 65 hit points is much better. He only had 50 something before you gave him all these upgrades. And then in terms of the groups I want to make, I am thinking Travis and Bruno belong together. Oops. And we can have Elaine with them. Should be a fairly flexible group, but the damage they deal is kind of RNG based. Then put a Ralph back with Chloe. Clive and Hodrick like each other. And Aubin only likes Elaine, but for now, I'll have you with Holdrick and Clive. This group is pretty stacked. They should do a lot of damage. Let me just check. Yeah, Ralph likes Chloe. Aubin only likes Elaine. Holdrick and Clive, though, like Lex and Chloe. They have a lot to say to one another. Holdrick and Lex in particular, but having 2 tanks in one group, not so great. Unless, of course, we do Holdrick and Lex and Clive, but then that group would have no healing. Once the groups start being able to get bigger, we can do a lot more. So now it's time for reading some Fevriff archive entries. Events. We have the Winged Knight. Elaine meets Oclese, a divine angel of the Palavian Orthodoxy, who says that a local church bearing a stockpile of divine shards has been taken over by the Black Talons. She thereby seeks the Liberation Army's aid in freeing the church and its cleric. Okay, we will not read about the battle for Barbatimo just yet, because we're not going to do that anytime soon. Or, I shouldn't say anytime soon. We'll do that, but in a bit. Heaven's Winged Knights, an order of winged knights from Albion, primarily composed of angels. Many of its members rank quite high within the Palavian Orthodoxy. It's said to be one of the mightiest orders in all Fevriff, not only in skill, but in spirit as well. And Cornia characters. Oh, Morden. I guess we can read about the characters later. Let's look at Oclese, an angel of the Palavian Orthodoxy and its Heaven Swing Knights. She seeks divine shards under orders from the Pontifex. Others often treat her with cold deference, making her value her true friendships all the more. And then we found some more locations. Dulles Harbor town in the Dulles region in southwest Cornia, once prospered through frequent trade with Albion and Vestorius, as well as a robust fishing industry, but quickly fell into disrepair after the Zenorian army invaded. Or Maintenal, a fort in the Dulles region in southwest Cornia, as the local border with Elheim is shielded by harsh mountains. There were historically no forts built in the region. That changed during Elenia's reign as she sought to bolster the kingdom's defenses. Okay, and for the other conversations and the events, we will read about them later, I'm thinking. Let's just see, oops, I meant to go to the world map. Alright. So, okay, we have that group, we have all my groups assembled. Joseph can hang out in his own group in case we need reinforcements to save us. But I should think we don't need that. We didn't have more accessories, right? I'm saving my money because I really
If it's steel you're after,
don't have
you're in
anything
the
to
right
buy.
place.
But I also really need accessories, which we do not have in this town.
Be seen.
Here to shop? Or maybe to sell? Just say the word and it's yours.
I'll buy some more flowers to just give out to people. You know what? Let's do it.
Thank you very much. Come back.
What if I gave Lex a flower? Because if I remember correctly, Elaine and Lex has conversation right at the start. But okay, we can deal with all of this later. I'm trying to think what else to take up the time in this episode. We could, you know what? We could look at the the classes, because it can be kind of interesting to see what the game has to say about each different classes. So we did Soldier and Fighter already. Housecarl. Housecarls are excellent attackers who can lower enemies' defense to deal heavy damage. Housecarl's strategy. Smash will lower enemies' defenses, leaving them vulnerable. Pairs well with classes that have low initiative than them, such as knights. Housecarl weaknesses. Relatively fragile due to their low defense and lack of healing. Help them survive by positioning them on the back row. Hoplite. Boasting great shields, armor, and high physical defense, hoplites are stout warriors that excel at protecting their allies. Hoplite strategy. Hoplites mainly excel in positioning the front row, where they can use heavy cover to protect allies from harm. Hoplite weaknesses. Low magic defense makes them vulnerable to witches and wizards. They'll also suffer heavy damage from warriors' attacks. Gladiator. Gladiators are powerful warriors capable of hitting an entire row of enemies with a single swing. Gladiator strategy can endure plenty of punishing attacks on the front row. Keep them at 100% hit points to grant their attacks increased potency. Gladiator weaknesses. They struggle against enemy cavalry and can be rendered vulnerable if a thief uses passive steal to rob them of their PP. Hunter. Hunters can directly target enemies in the back row, so single out back row support classes to gain an edge in battle. Hunter strategy. Highly effective against flying foes, and their high initiative lets them act quicker than witches and other caster classes. They struggle to pierce cover skills from classes like fighters and hoplites. Thief. Thieves have high evasion, allowing them to swiftly dodge enemy attacks in the front row. Thief strategy. Best position on the front row, where they can use evade to dodge attacks or other skills to nullify enemies. Thief weaknesses. Vulnerable to the true strike attacks of hunters and sword fighters, as such attacks cannot be avoided, even with evade. Yep, we haven't come across sword fighters yet, but we will. Knight. Knights are highly effective against infantry-based units and can traverse stages swiftly due to their high mobility. Thrive on the front row with high defense and guard skills. They also deal heavy damage to infantry enemies. Knight weaknesses. Susceptible to flying foes such as Griffin Knights, and struggle to land attacks on highly evasive thieves. Griffin Knights, we haven't actually run into one who we can recruit yet. Griffin Knights are especially effective against cavalry and can hold the front row easily with their self-healing skills. Griffin Knight strategy. High swing lets them inflict major damage on cavalry foes, while their high evasion makes them well suited to the front row. Griffin Knight weaknesses. Susceptible to the arrows of archer classes, while low physical defense leaves them vulnerable to true strikes from classes such as sword fighters. Priestess, that's Scarlet. As a priestess, Scarlet struggles against incoming attacks, but wields powerful magic to compensate for her frailty. Supports ally from the back row and pairs well with hoplites, whose wounds she can heal after they use heavy cover. So there are certain classes like Lord, Priestess, which are unique. Like, you can't actually recruit mercenaries of this type of class. Most of the other ones we've seen so far, we can actually recruit like generic versions. We have Paladin. As a Paladin, Joseph uses his breadth of experience to protect Elaine and all allies of the Liberation. Paladin strategy. Position him in the front row to have him protect his allies, boost their defense, and heal their wound with potent magic. Paladin weaknesses. As a cavalry class, he is susceptible to flying foes. Also, Joseph himself has quite bad stats considering he's level 20. He's an old man. An old man, literally. So the 26 physical attack, that's not impressive considering Clive at level 6 has more than that. And Joseph has a better weapon, like 15 attack weapon compared to a 12 attack weapon. Of course, I am giving like Clive all these other items to help out, but still. Okay, well, I think this is a good place to pause this episode. In the next one, we will take care of some more Black Talon bandits. Thank you for watching. Until next time.